Hello everyone, welcome back to the Marcus Dell'Olio YouTube channel, a YouTube channel that I run, Marcus Dell'Olio. So at the end of every single one of my videos, for some reason, I honestly don't really know why I started doing this completely. I started to say, pull over if you get tired, give me a call, get a hotel room if you need to, yada yada yada. The first time I did it, I just kind of said it. It was just kind of something to say. And then after that, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to say that at the end of every single one of my videos now. But it kind of took on a new meaning after this probably second or third video I said it in. And that new meaning is what I will talk about tonight. I have a lot of hours and miles behind the wheel of my car specifically. I don't just say a car because every car is different in my opinion. Even the new ones that are just kind of all, you know, they don't have a soul. Every car is different. There's always going to be ghosts in the machine, as that Will Smith movie said back in 2008, I think. So in this car, I have driven from Canada and to and fro Galveston from Oklahoma. But I was not always the traveler that I am right now. When I lived in Canada and I was in the Canadian Reserves in the artillery, I would routinely have to be out pretty late and then come home on not the best roads. Funny thing you don't know about Canada is that it snows there, right? So there's ice that forms over the road. A lot of times I would be driving home anywhere between 11 and 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. And at that point, even if there was any like melting of the snow or anything throughout the day, it had refrozen by that time. So one night in particular, I was driving home and it had been a particularly strenuous meeting that we had done basically. And all of a sudden I noticed when I first got off the highway, now keep in mind I lived in Canada about 45 minutes outside the city, if you didn't know that. So I was already pretty tired. It was about 1 in the morning, and I was driving home through a pretty windy way. There were two ways to get home to my house. And I went the windy way because it's technically shorter, although probably longer because of how many times you have to slow down for these like hairpin turns that are just there. I'm riding home, and I'm noticing that my eyelids are getting a little bit heavy. And I'm trying to fight it, man. I'm really trying to fight it. Like, I'm like, you know, yeah. Hey, comment down below if you ever had the case of the old eye crossing, you know, when you're trying to keep awake. You know, they were crossing, my head was nodding, I was doing the whole, you know, I got music playing, but I couldn't find any like good radio station that I want to listen to. We had Sirius XM. Now keep in mind, this was not my car. Disclaimer, this was not my car. This was my mom's car. I was driving my mother's car because I didn't have that car at this point. It was a Honda Civic. I can't remember what year, but it was like, I think 2014. So it was like brand new when we got it. She'd gotten it when I went away to Australia and gotten rid of my favorite family car that we had. A red, I think 07 Toyota Camry. So like, bless up for that red 07 Toyota Camry. I don't know. Every once in a while I'll see one on the road again. I'll get these fond memories. So I got that blasting. I'm drinking freezing cold water. I've still got like a gallon jug of it. Trying my best to stay awake. My phone is dead. I can call no one. And finally, I completely black out. To this day, I could not tell you what happened the last 3 miles of my drive. And it was about 3 miles from when I remembered where I was to all of a sudden I was in the woods. And that's kind of how it happened. It was like I blinked, I feel like something's shaking me awake, and I'm like, what the frick? So I open up my eyes and I'm flying through the woods. So the way our roads are built is it's up like this, and it kind of slants down off to the side, you know, pretty significantly, and then there's just walls of trees. We're out in the middle of the boonies, you know? And so I end up like in a tree, and I look around for a second. First thing comes to my mind, switch the power off. Kill the power so that nothing like can catch fire or anything. So I do that. Second thing that comes to my mind, I gotta get out of this car. So I try to open up this door and I look and it's pinned all in by trees and stuff. And then I look at the sunroof and it's clear, so that's like last ditch effort. I look at the driver's side door. It's Gucci. So I crawl out of there and the car is pitched up on its side, so I have to literally crawl out of there. And then I walk about 1.5 miles to the closest person. Thank God, I don't know why, but thank God this dude was awake and doing home renovations at this point. I don't know. You know, Chance Harbor's a weird place. He's awake. I hear him hammering and stuff like that. There's music playing. And so I'm like, all right, cool. I can hear a drill and all the rest of it. So I'm all right, cool. So I go up, knock on his door. All the power tools and everything stop. Music's still going. Knock again. Finally hear footsteps. So he comes and he's like, hey, how are you doing? You know, who are you? You know, keep in mind, I'm dressed up in full CAD Pat uniform. I'm in uniform. And you know, hey, how are you? And what are you doing here? And I'm like, hey man, I was like, I just put my car off the road. Can I use your phone so I can call my mom so she can come and like help me? Because I don't know what the frick I'm doing. I was like 17. And he gets like right up close to me, right? Right up close. He's like, you weren't drinking, were you, buddy? I guess he was trying to smell if I'd been drinking or not. I don't know. And I'm like, no, sir, I haven't been drinking. So he's like, all right. Here's the phone. You know, hands me a cordless phone. Hey, Mom. She's like, Marcus, why are you calling me? And I was like, kind of wrecked the car. She was angry, very angry at me. You know, she just put a lot of money into that car. Understandable. I would be pretty upset as well. And then she's like, okay, I'll be right over. So she borrows my aunt's car and comes over, picks me up. At this point, I'm waiting on the side of the road because I don't want to inconvenience this guy any longer. So I just stood out on the side of the road and waited. So she comes, picks me up. She gives me a little bit of a talking to or whatever. You know, what happened? You know, blah, blah, blah. I fell asleep. Okay. So we drive over to the site of the wreck. And then she's like, oh, I'm so happy you're okay. Because apparently it looked really bad. It was a bad accident. And honestly, the only reason that I think I was completely unharmed was because I was asleep. It's kind of the same thing as with drunk drivers. You know, they pretty much survive a majority of the accidents strictly because they're so loose. They just let it happen. I think that's what happened when I was asleep. And you want to know the worst part? You want to know the worst part of this? I'll tell you what the worst part of it was. As we're out checking out the scene of devastation, we've got my aunt's car with the headlights beaming in there. We've got our flashlights or whatever. We're looking. All of a sudden, this beat up old Chevy SUV comes rolling up on us. He pulls over. Hey, you guys need any help or anything like that? Oh, no, it's fine. We're going to probably have to hire a wrecker to come out there and get it or whatever. He's like, oh, yeah, cool. When he says cool, if didn't the biggest wave of alcohol come out of his breath? What a slap in the face. What an absolute slap in the face. This just proves it does not matter how good you are doing in life. There's always someone who is doing worse than you, like morally, who is doing better than you. So all that to say, please stay safe while you're driving. Tired driving, I'll link the studies down below, has been proven to be way more dangerous typically than the normal drunk driving cases. If you are tired, this is not a joke, this is not a meme. If you've come across this and you struggle with fatigue while you're driving, like I used to, I don't anymore, please legitimately pull over. Call someone. Get a hotel room. I am not making, like, what I went through with all that crap and then my insurance spiking and all the rest of it, that is not worth, what was I away from home? 15 minutes? I was 15 minutes away from my house. That wasn't worth 15 minutes, was it? No. So don't do that. Don't do that. Especially when you have, like me, I had friends all in that area. I could have pulled into any one of their driveways or something and just slept for a little bit. There were so many things I could have done differently, but I didn't. So use my stupidity as your guiding light, please. Seriously, it's just not worth it. So, with all that being said, if you get tired, please pull over, give me a call, really worry about you. Those couple extra minutes driving, not worth it, as we have clearly discussed. Real talk though, thank you so much for watching. Please have a good night or day, whatever time of the day it is you're watching this, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh shoot, remember to always take the stairs too.